However, this new direction is not something I'm comfortable with, as I feel the corners I was being asked to cut compromise the quality of my work and would erode my integrity as well as that of the show.
Wishing you a happy and relaxing day. Remember that every day is a new opportunity to enjoy life. After more than a decade with Wheeler Dealers, Edd China, the golden hand of the car tuning industry, suddenly said goodbye, leaving fans regretful. But what made him leave this legendary show, and why is he only now openly sharing everything? What conflicts are hidden behind the scenes that make the show no longer the same? Let's discover the real story behind Edd China's departure and the reason why Wheeler Dealers is no longer the same. The moment Edd China revealed the truth. In March 2017, the car community around the world was shocked when Edd China, the iconic character of Wheeler Dealers, suddenly posted a video announcing his departure from the show. Known as a knowledgeable, passionate mechanic with a dedication to every technical detail, Edd had been with the show for 13 seasons and had become an indispensable part of the hearts of fans. However, this unexpected announcement was more than just a simple farewell. It was the beginning of one of the biggest controversies in modern automotive television history. In a video posted on March 21, 2017, Edd China candidly explained the reasons behind his shocking decision. He said that the new producer's Velocity, later renamed Motor Trend, had requested changes to the show's format, specifically significantly cutting down on the repair and technical segments in the workshop. This is the part that audiences love the most, and is what sets Wheeler Dealers apart from other car shows that focus on the surface. Edd stressed that the new direction does not allow me to maintain the level of work that I want to provide, and he cannot abandon the professional principles that he has always upheld. The choice to go public with the story through a YouTube video rather than an official press release shows that Edd wants to be transparent with his fans, who have been with him for more than a decade. He does not want others to tell his story for him, and this is what makes his announcement so powerful. Immediately after the video aired, social media exploded. Millions of viewers expressed anger, disappointment, and regret. They criticized the producers for sacrificing the authenticity and educational value of the show for the sake of digestibility and commercial profit. Edd was praised for bringing to the show a depth of practical knowledge, integrity in his work, and most of all, a genuine love of machines. His departure was seen as a huge loss, with many fans claiming that the show was now just a shell. In the storm of reactions, the remaining host, Mike Brewer, Edd's longtime companion, suddenly became the target of fierce criticism. Just 6 days later, Edd continued to post a second video to address the situation that was getting out of hand. He revealed that Brewer had called to inform him that he and his family were being harassed online, even receiving death threats. Despite the unresolved conflicts between them, Edd publicly condemned this excessive behavior. Is he my favorite person right now? Probably not. And I know for sure that I am not his favorite person. It's okay. We are both adults. We will overcome ourselves, he declared. These words reflect Edd's professional and responsible attitude in facing public opinion. The whole incident is not just a story about the breakup of two hosts, it is a testament to a struggle between personal passion and commercial pressure in the television industry. For Edd China, maintaining integrity and professional pride is more important than continuing to appear on a show that is gradually losing its original soul. And although he has left Wheeler Dealers, the image of that tall, slow, and dedicated mechanic still lives on in the hearts of those who love cars and love sincerity. Do you think Wheeler Dealers still retains its original spirit after Edd left? Or do you believe that there are things that cannot be replaced by technology or flashy scenarios? After more than a decade of being on the show, Edd China's sudden departure from Wheeler Dealers has left many fans shocked and saddened. But what made a passionate mechanic who had been with the show since its early days, decide to leave? Could there be deeper conflicts behind the scenes that the audience has never known? Let's explore the real reason why Edd said goodbye to the show that made his name. The real reason Edd left Wheeler Dealers. Behind the spotlights and the lavishly restored cars of Wheeler Dealers, a simmering but profound conflict was brewing, and it was this that led to Edd China's regretful departure. It was not simply a personal decision, but the result of an irreconcilable disagreement between two opposite production philosophies. It all started when Wheeler Dealers, a British car TV show known for its meticulous, educational and inspirational style, was transferred to Velocity, a Discovery Group channel in the US. With the ambition to bring the show closer to a global audience and increase its commercial appeal, Velocity decided to move production to California. This was not just a geographical change, but also a turning point that represented a clear shift in the creative direction and identity of the show. According to Edd, from the very beginning after the transfer, the American producers made it clear that the old Wheeler Dealers format was too hard to do, a comment that struck at the very heart of the show. The workshop segment, where Edd personally performs, explains and guides step-by-step technical repairs, has been a particular highlight that has differentiated the show for more than a decade. It's not just the action element, but also an important part of the educational aspect that viewers love. According to Edd, this appeals to a large female audience as it brings a sense of empowerment. If you have a little bit of knowledge, you feel a little more independent. However, Velocity believes that the workshop segments are too expensive and complicated to produce. To get a complete repair scene, the crew often had to reshoot up to 4 times, with huge requirements for lighting, camera angles, technical equipment, and post-production time. They wanted to shorten or eliminate these scenes to save costs and speed up production, something Edd felt was completely against the spirit of the show. He called the workshop the backbone and unique selling point of Wheeler Dealers. Being asked to cut back on what he considered the core made Edd feel like he could no longer maintain his professional integrity. In a video announcing his departure from the show on March 21, 2017, Edd shared very frankly, "The new direction does not allow me to maintain the level of work that I want to provide. I am not comfortable with compromising on the quality of my expertise. That is something I will never compromise." Behind this seemingly simple decision lies a great deal of torment. Edd did not leave for money, fame, or personal conflict. He left one of the biggest success stories of his career because of his professional pride and his belief in the true educational value of television. After 13 seasons, more than 135 restored cars, thousands of hours of honest work in front of the camera, Edd China decided to leave the show he once considered his brainchild to protect what he believed was right. Edd's departure was not only a shock to fans, but also a wake-up call about the commercial pressures of modern television. It raises a profound question. Can a show maintain its identity when its creators are forced to sacrifice their integrity to fit the demands of the market? After Edd China announced his decision to leave Wheeler Dealers, the controversy spread beyond the internal issues to the fan community and insiders. So, how will co-host Mike Brewer and the public react? Mike Brewer's reaction and public fallout. The fallout from Edd China's departure went beyond a personal decision and quickly became one of the biggest behind-the-scenes disputes in automotive television history. What seemed like a professional disagreement between Edd and the production team turned into a public battle, creating a clear divide in the fanbase and putting both hosts, Edd China and Mike Brewer, under unprecedented stress. Mike Brewer's initial reaction revealed the level of shock and hurt he felt. In several interviews after Edd announced his departure, Brewer could not hide his feelings of betrayal and extreme hurt by Edd's sudden departure. "I built the show from scratch," Brewer admitted emotionally. "Edd has been a huge part of the success of this show. We've built everything together, from the concept of the show to the global phenomenon that it is. Now, the show is ending. All those viewers around the world are now facing this change." However, Brewer's feelings of betrayal quickly turned into public criticism. He began to imply that Edd China had become difficult to work with, suggesting that his co-host's ego had grown along with his fame. Mike Brewer accused Edd of only caring about his career and using the show to advance his name, which put a strain on their relationship. "Edd used me to advance his career," Brewer declared in a heated moment, clearly expressing his disappointment with Edd's decision. The criticism did not stop at the interview, but spread across the media and social media, with each person expressing their views on the matter. However, Edd China maintained that his decision was not due to personal disagreements, but to protect the integrity of the show. He believed that the changes the producers wanted to make would diminish the value and educational nature, which he had always considered the highlight of Wheeler Dealers. This division in views quickly became the crux of the argument between the two, leaving fans and the public even more confused about who was right in this situation. What made the matter even more serious was the strong reaction from fans. Following Edd's announcement, the show's loyal viewers largely sided with him. Many were disappointed and shocked by the departure of a beloved character, especially since Edd had always maintained his role as the person who provided technical and detailed knowledge about auto repair, which was one of his favorite things about the show. This backlash led to a significant portion of the audience starting to criticize Mike Brewer, claiming that he had not stood up for his longtime companion. The outrage was not limited to criticism, but also resulted in Brewer and his family facing serious threats. In a follow-up video, Edd China revealed that Mike Brewer and his family had received death threats following his announcement. This tension escalated, causing Edd to feel compelled to speak up in defense of his former friend. He strongly condemned the harassment, stating that the threats against Mike and his family are completely unacceptable. Edd's words clearly expressed his disapproval of the uncivilized and excessive behavior of some fans. This controversy was not just a disagreement between two hosts, but developed into a media crisis, illuminating the inevitable pressures in the television industry. The fan frenzy, combined with the split views between Edd and Mike, made Edd's departure an unforgettable event in the history of Wheeler Dealers. It was a valuable lesson in the balance between work, personal career, and relationships between colleagues in the television industry. After Edd China left Wheeler Dealers, things didn't just end with the absence of one of the show's familiar faces, but also opened up a series of changes and controversial decisions. So what happened after Edd left? We take a look at the changes to the show and what's next for Mike Brewer and the production team. What happened after Edd's departure? Following Edd China's dramatic exit, Wheeler Dealers faced the challenging task of reinventing itself with a new mechanical expert. The show's producers quickly recruited Aunt Arnstead, an experienced automotive builder and TV personality, to fill the substantial void left by China's departure. Aunt Arnstead served as the show's mechanic for 3 seasons before announcing his departure in 2020. Unlike China's exit, Arnstead's leaving was primarily due to personal and logistical reasons rather than creative differences. After his divorce from Christina Haak, Arnstead chose to remain in California with his young son while production moved back to the UK. Additionally, Arnstead had developed several of his own shows and business ventures that demanded his attention, making the transatlantic commute impractical for his situation. The post-Edd era brought noticeable changes to Wheeler Dealers' format. With Arnstead, the show maintained some technical depth, but featured fewer detailed repair sequences, precisely what China had predicted when citing his reasons for leaving. After Arnsted's departure, Elvis Presley briefly served as interim mechanic before his brother Mark Elvis Presley took over the role permanently. Under these new mechanics, Wheeler Dealers continued, but with a distinctly different approach. Technical segments became shorter and more simplified, focusing on entertainment value over educational content. The show returned to filming in the UK, marking a full circle from its original roots. Yet many longtime fans continued to express that the show had lost its distinctive appeal without China's methodical explanations and technical thoroughness. Since leaving Wheeler Dealers, Edd China has maintained a strong connection to the automotive world through a variety of projects. He continues to share his passion for mechanics on his YouTube channel Edd China's Workshop Diaries, which provides detailed content on car repairs and modifications, which is highly appreciated by many fans. In addition, Edd also published an autobiography, Grease Junkie, a book of moving parts, sharing his career journey and inspiring stories. He also develops electric car conversion projects, demonstrating his passion for technology and the future of the automotive industry. In addition, Edd constantly participates in major auto events and exhibitions, further affirming his position in the car enthusiast community. Notably, China has stayed true to its principles, focusing on thorough, educational content that doesn't sacrifice technical integrity for entertainment value. His post-Wheeler Dealers work demonstrates his commitment to the same detailed approach that made him beloved by fans worldwide. What do you think about the changes to the show after Edd left? Can Wheeler Dealers maintain its original appeal, or has it lost something important? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. We would love to hear from you. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more interesting updates. Thank you and see you in the next videos.